What's up, y'all? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this ain't working without you guys, so don't go anywhere. You know, it is getting to be crunch time. We are, let's see, what time is it? 8:30, so 4. We are 19, I'm sorry, not 20 and 24, 43 hours and 30 minutes away. That's it. Wow. 43 hours and 30 minutes away from the deadline to franchise tag a player. Well, if Jerry Jones wanted to have everybody focused in on him and the Dallas Cowboys, well, I got to tell you, it's happened. Everybody, and I mean everybody, is focused in on the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott over the course of the next 2 days. And I dare say what happens over the next 2 days will shape a franchise. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. This literally is the whole direction of the Dallas Cowboys. If the Dallas Cowboys cannot come to a long-term deal with Dak Prescott, then that is, a 1 year, you're basically kicking the can down the road for one more year. But the franchise will change. In fact, if you don't sign Dak to a long-term deal, what's the point of going through and having him here? If you're going to do that, then you might as well just unexclusive tag and try and get what you can get now and start the rebuilding process. It's always amazing to me because I deal with haters here on the other time. Now understand, when I said haters can kiss my high yellow ass, unless you're a hater, it wasn't meant for you. And see, a hater is somebody who has just blind hate or hatred for somebody. They're not rational. The only thing, I tell you what's a hater. And I've got plenty of haters out there. That's fine. That's cool. A hater is an SOB that when I go to my mother's house and she's making Christmas pies and cookies and fruitcakes to give away to people, and they go through and they give you the thumbs down. How are you going to hate on my 80-year-old mother who is hand making fruitcakes, pies, and cookies to give away in the community? That's, my friends, is a hater. Somebody who doesn't recognize or even see any of the positive or any of the good, that constantly have nothing other than just straight up hate. Now, there's a difference between a hater and somebody who doesn't think that Dak Prescott's the guy. You could say, maybe there's a better guy that we could get. Maybe I think there's, Dak's done good, but if it's, costs too much to keep him, maybe we're better. That's not a hater. That's not a hater. So I wasn't talking to you kind of guys. I'm talking to the people like my man Kevin Milton. Kevin Milton, who has nothing but a million freaking memes about Dak Prescott and dink and dunk Dak trash cut, Dak driving a trash truck and shit like that. That, my friends, is a hater. That's a guy who just has hate in their heart, that only lives to troll and hate. Now, if you're offended by that, then you're probably a hater. Now, back to where we are as a franchise for the Dallas Cowboys. Understand, this is literally it. This is it. Now, the Cowboys can franchise tag Dak Prescott and buy some more time until July 15th. But if they're honestly trying to build a team and win right now, they got to do better than what they've been doing thus far. They have to decide that, we're going to stop being so cheap in free agency. We're going to take some chances. And understand, when you take chances, sometimes you're going to fail. But there's an old saying, and Jerry Jones probably knows this rather well. Scared money don't make no money. It don't. If you keep your money, no, man, I don't want to risk it. If I risk it and lose it, man, I'm going to be in trouble. So guess what? You ain't losing that money, but it damn sure ain't making no money sitting there because you're scared to invest. Now, that's not to mean to say, invest recklessly. No. You got to understand what is a good deal. That just doesn't mean let me just go to the club and make it rain. No. You got to do your homework in the same way you do evaluating talent in the draft. Because let's be honest here. If you take out Morris Claiborne and Taco Charlton, when you look at the Dallas Cowboys throughout the draft, they've done pretty well. Now, you may say, well, Jalen Smith, I'm not sure about you. You know what? What you got out of a second-round pick with Jalen Smith, you still did good. You still did really good. To find a guy like Tyler Badish, and that was intentional because they traded with the Eagles, which is like kissing your sister, to get that guy. But you look at this now and say, hey, that was a good move. That was a great move. You can look at CeeDee Lamb. You can look at Diggs. That was the second round. You can look at the Canadian Bulldozer. They found a lot of talent in the draft. Now, they need to translate that ability of finding great players in the draft, which would seem to be the harder one to do because they don't have any experience in the NFL. But for whatever reason, we just suck when it comes to signing free agents. And we have to fix that. And we have to not be afraid to spend some money on those guys. We sure believe that we're going to spend money on our free agents and keep them because we know them. That's been the philosophy. But if you sign Dak Prescott to a long-term deal, then that changes how you're looking at this year. That says we got to go in on free agents. We don't know how many years we have of Zeke Elliott being great. We know Tyron Smith is getting old and may need to be replaced. So, if we're going to try and do this stuff, we need to go now. If you're not going to sign Dak to a long-term deal, then you just say, screw free agency. We're building for down the road. And that's where you end up drafting the next generation of guys. And you start just getting rid of like your Tyron Smiths. Just say it's time to go. We're rebuilding. We're going to cut our losses because when we're ready to win, it's going to be past your time. So you cut Tyron Smith and move on. And you draft a tackle to replace him. And that's the difference of signing Dak versus tagging Dak. If you tag Dak, it's time to rebuild. Start planning for the next guy to be here. Now, you can say I'm a hater. You can say that I'm just a Dak lover because Lord knows you trolls out there have so many different names and things that for me. But it's all cool. It's cool. It's cool. Do all the talking you want. Trash me all you want. But in the end, the Dallas Cowboys' best bet is keeping Dak Prescott. There's a lot of teams out there desperate for him that are hoping and praying that come 43 hours and 25 minutes from now, that the Dallas Cowboys don't have him tagged and don't have him signed because they are literally drooling. They're foaming at the mouth. They're chomping at the bit. They've got the Brinks truck. Actually, they got 2 Brinks trucks ready to back up for Dak Prescott. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to ask. This is a real question. If Dak Prescott wasn't going to be the highest paid quarterback, if Dak Prescott wasn't going to be the second highest paid quarterback, Dak Prescott wasn't the third or maybe he's the fourth. If Dak Prescott became the 4th highest paid quarterback, would that make a difference to you? Would you feel better if he wasn't the 2nd highest paid? Look at him and say, yeah, man, okay, you're right. He doesn't deserve to be at that. I'm okay with that. I know you are. You're okay with that, aren't you? Well, the reality is if Dak Prescott gets his contract tomorrow or Tuesday or next couple of days, I can guarantee you that Josh Allen is going to get one that's going to be higher. And I bet you Lamar Jackson gets one that's going to be higher as well. And more than likely, we'll end up seeing some more quarterbacks that are probably going to get paid this year as well. So, hypothetically, if Dak were to sign a $44, $43 million contract to be the second highest paid, it's not going to be for long. I mean, Kirk Cousins was the highest paid there for a while. Matthew Stafford was the highest paid for a while. Derek Carr, whose brother said, Russell Wilson, hey, you got to call that guy. Hey, you can get that guy over his brother. It's like, yo, bro, what's up? Ain't we family? Derek Carr, Jimmy G, they were all highest paid at one point. But right now you look at their contract and say, damn, I wish we had a contract like David Carr's right now, because that's a bargain. Well, guess what? That's the way it's going to be. Everybody is going to be over $40 million within a year. So looking at it with old money, old graphs, old compensation, dude, scared money don't make no money. All right, y'all. So much for this weekend. This is another Sunday without football, which I'm happy that it's gone, because that means we're one Sunday closer to the NFL being back. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'm hoping that it starts warming up in the next couple of days, because it's still about 45 degrees out here right now, maybe about 40. I'll see you later.